Okay. Well, hi.
Hi again, Jamie.
I think that we have a special day today. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. I just turned 44, and it's amazing that, wow, I made another year on this earth. Every year on my Facebook page, Jamie, I put something the night before where I say, tomorrow I'm going to reach such and such year of my life, and it's hard to believe that I'm going to be such and such an age. And it's like every day's a blessing, something to that effect. I put this up the night before my birthday every year. So, wow, can't believe I'm 44 now.
Well, I love it. Well, happy birthday and many, many more. Can you give me, so it's been a while since we've done an interview, right?
Since last summer.
Yeah, I bet it's been a while. So, can you tell me what are you most looking forward to in 44?
That's a tough question to answer because right now, I look at life as a combination. I try to be both an optimist, but I also have to look at the reality at the same time because, I mean, just like in life, there are good things that happen and bad things that happen. And on one hand, there are many issues right now that are a concern or a problem on the political front, to say the least. It's not about being Republican or about being Democrat. It's about the fact is when you have a president or an administration that promotes certain ideas where they seem to think there's no problem with denigrating or making fun of people who are different from them, even subtly, then there's some serious problems with that. Because again, the thing is we should all be free to express ourselves, and it's one thing to support one person, and we should be respectful of whatever a person decides. But it's another when someone when someone promotes a specific politician or a specific quote unquote leader, and that politician promotes ideas that harm a certain type of people or a certain group of people, then that becomes a problem. So that's about the most concise way I can summarize that particular matter. So it's just so I have to keep my eye on how things develop as far as what happens politically and what happens in society. But at the same time, I also like to be an optimist, and whatever good things come, our way or come my way, to take advantage of it and to enjoy the good that comes in life, and every day being a blessing. But I have to look at that fine line between being both optimistic and being realistic. So as far as being 44, about the only thing I can say is, every day that comes, and that I am around every day it will be a blessing. But because it's the usual combination of my day job, being on standby for my family as needed, but then also getting together with friends every chance I get, just like you and I are doing right now. And I think us getting together to not only do a sequel to the interview you did with me last year, but also spend, a part of my birthday hanging out with you and to enjoy a fun birthday lunch at a new place, that I've never tried in person other than once with, an event that someone had Tacopocalypse do the catering for. But this is the first time I actually ate at Tacopocalypse, and it was awesome.
It was really good. I'm really glad we tried an adventure for your birthday. And on 44, I think it's going to be a really good year because 44 was much better than 45 is, presidentially speaking, anyway.
Oh, 44. Well, well, of course, everybody's mileage will differ greatly on the subject of age. I mean, some people, aging will go bare for them, and some people it won't. Some of it will have to do with things that, people can do something about, but then there are things with aging people can't do anything about, no matter what they do with diet and physical activity and stress management and sleep and all that. It all depends. And definitely we should not be prejudging people without knowing all the circumstances of that person's situation. Without knowing all the details, we should not be judging them.
I agree. So let's switch gears and talk about Halloween, Jeff. Now, do you celebrate Halloween? Do you do anything to participate in Halloween festivities?
I really don't participate in Halloween. Number one, I'm not really crazy about the whole trick-or-treating idea, although I love looking at pumpkins. Mm-hmm. and having pumpkins around. But then also Halloween does have some pagan connotations to it, because there is a lot in history that shows that there is some pagan connections with Halloween. And so, so therefore I try to stay away from things that have a pagan connotation, but perhaps I could celebrate in an informal way if I stay away from the pagan and religious overtones, if you will.
I understand. So have you ever gone trick-or-treating?
Of course, as a kid, me and Marnie went all the time when we were little kids around the neighborhood, and sometimes we had some good jokes for the people we were getting candy from, but we both grew out of it as we became teenagers.
I did not grow out of it. So here's what I wanted to ask you next, because you are a very gifted impressionist. And so I was going to ask you, do you know any Halloween jokes? And then I would like to hear the Halloween jokes as told by you fill in the blank.
I think I have a better idea. Instead of Halloween jokes, how about you ask me another question, then I have to answer that entire question in a specific voice.
Okay, can you talk to me about the change you have seen in downtown Des Moines since we were kids?
I'd be glad to tell you this, and I'll tell you this in the voice of the 95 KGGO voiceover announcer that's been around for 35 years. Des Moines had a lot of changes over the course of the last several decades. All parts of town. Why, I remember that when I was a child, there wasn't much of anything beyond downtown other than the state capitol. And on the west side, there wasn't very much beyond 50th or 60th Street, West Des Moines. Waukee was very much a rural area when I was a kid, but now look at Waukee, and it's turning out to be a more major metropolitan area. And of course, just everything in Des Moines, West Des Moines, etc., have expanded further and further, and it's like a totally different Des Moines nowadays. But I'm sure you could think of plenty of ways as well, Jamie, that Des Moines has changed so much over the years. Oh, and please, everybody, tune in to more great classic rock on 95 KGGO.
That was great, Jeff. Okay, now I believe Tom had a question for you about schools, didn't you? So, about growing up and going to Valley.
Okay, Jeff. Lots of changes. You just talked about a bunch of changes in the Des Moines Metro. Tell me, or have somebody tell me through you, what's the big difference or differences that you see in education these days, especially in West Des Moines and Valley?
Well, of course, I've been out of this K-12 school system for 20-some years now, because I graduated from Valley High School in 1994. But obviously, there definitely have been major changes in the schools. Obviously, the Common Core curriculum is one. And so, thing is, though, I mean, there's good and bad. I see good and bad in just about everything. Common Core, of course, there would definitely be some challenges with me learning certain things through the Common Core curriculum. Sure. So, thing is, there can be, I would see both good and problems with the Common Core. And so the question is, do we really learn what we need to learn with Common Core? And the question is, what things need to have higher priority? Because unfortunately in our society, we tend to mix and mismatch our priorities, sadly. So this is not something that can be so easily answered, but that's the Reader's Digest way of putting it. But one other change I've seen in the school districts is there's a lot more tolerance and diversity for people of all types now in across the board, or things have definitely gotten much, much better with teaching the importance of tolerance and respect for people of all different races, all religions, all ethnic groups, all types of sexual, gender and sexual identity, etc., etc. So we've definitely come a long, long way as far as that department goes. I mean, when I went to Valley High School in the 90s, they definitely taught the importance of diversity and tolerance for all. But of course, the makeup of the people in at Valley and throughout the school district, I didn't see a wide variety of different types, but they did teach tolerance and diversity very strongly, and that's really important. The younger you learn how to respect all types of people, the more tolerant that we'll end up being as a society. So those are the two things I can think of that are different from, when I was going through, school in the 80s and 90s versus now.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And to finish out our interview, in the character of your choice, I would like you to discuss birthday cake.
You know what? I'll just do this question as Yogi Bear. Now, birthday cake, see, there's so many kinds of birthday cakes that are superb and awesome, but there are times where it's just really, really hard to decide what kind of cake I like the best. And so, early this week on my Facebook page, I actually had to field out a question to everyone in my Facebook friend community page. Everybody on my Facebook page, I had to ask them, I had trouble deciding right now this year what kind of cake I would like the most. And so I know definitely what bakery I'm going to have my birthday cake be from, which is the Bake Shop in Windsor Heights. They've always created so many beautiful cakes, pastries, and we get our bread from them on a regular basis, especially the challah, when challah rolls we use for Shabbat and Yom Tovim, Jewish holidays that is. But anyway, I asked my friends in my Facebook community, which of these are the four cakes I equally would love to have for my birthday: strawberry banana whip cake, German chocolate cake, Black Forest cake, or champagne cake. So please help me and suggest which cake I should have from the four, because I'm having a tough time deciding.
And you know what? Yogi? Jeff made a good decision, because when most of his friends who answered the question said that he should have champagne cake for his birthday, Jeff ended up going with champagne cake, and he's done this the last several years as well. So this is going to be the third year that Jeff has champagne cake for his birthday, and he's...
Hey, that's right, Boo-Boo, and he's going to enjoy it tonight for dessert for his dairy Shabbat meal, where salmon's going to be the highlight act. So, Yogi and Boo-Boo, over and out.
All right. I would like to thank Yogi, Boo-Boo, KGGO guy, Tom, and, of course, the birthday boy, Jeff. Happy birthday, and thank you for another great interview.
We're not, wait, not done yet. So told you I wanted to do some of my voices.
Okay, we've got just a few minutes before the meter expires.
Perfect.
So, okay.
All right. I told you, Jamie, I wanted to mull for you some other voices that are new that I did not do in the previous interview. So I will give you a sample of those voices. Of course, after the two standard ones at the beginning,
hey, Mushmouth and I wanted to represent the gang in helping you celebrate your birthday, Jeff. We're sorry that the rest of the gang could not come and enjoy this special day with you, but me and Mushmouth had a wonderful time celebrating with you. Thank you so much for inviting me and Pat Albert to enjoy this birthday lunch with you, Jamie, and Tom, and us. I'm afraid, Homer, you are pre-diabetic now from all that Duffy beer and all those Hertz donuts you've been eating. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you some strict dietary requirements that you're going to have to follow. You're going to have to give up those donuts and added sugar. You're going to have to give up refined carbohydrates, and basically you're going to have to stop eating most prepackaged food. You're basically going to go on a whole food diet with fruits and vegetables, lean protein, avocados, and small amounts of whole dairy products. Just Homer, your blood sugar is just so high. So I'm afraid, and plus you're going to have to get more physical activity and manage your stress there.
I knew this was going to happen, Homer. What have I told you?
Oh, this is one of the worst days of my life. I don't know how I'll ever make it through life. Now, Homer, don't be so sad. It's only for the best. I'm not trying to judge or criticize you. I'm just looking out for you, and it's for your own good. Feed me, Jamie. Feed me. Feed me, Jamie. Feed me all night long. That's right, Jimmy. You can do it. Feed me, Jamie. Feed me all night long. G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all. Thank you. Thank you very much, Frankie. Glad to have Frankie entertain you. I'm not going to do any singing right now, but I wanted to join Frankie on this little trip. Thank you, Sammy Davis Jr. Hi, I'm Ira Glass, the host of This American Life. I bring you stories on all sorts of exciting adventures every week. And I'm Susan Stamberg, still bringing you all sorts of entertaining stories about lots of people like I've done for the last 47 years. And today I've been working on a story where I've been interviewing Jeff Deitch about him reaching his 44th birthday. I'm working on it right now, and I'm going to have this story air as part of Monday's morning edition from NPR News. You're watching Local 5 News, and we just want to wish you from the management and team at Local 5 a very happy birthday, Jeff Deitch, and may you have many, many more. From all of us at Local 5 News, we are Iowa.
Everybody, you can see how many great things I've done for this country with my plan of making America great again.
I think we've had enough of Mr. Trump. Look, don't get me wrong. I certainly was not perfect in the White House. I certainly don't do everything correctly all the time. But you see, there are certain values we have to live by. And there's a difference between making mistakes and being honest about them. And trying your best to respect everybody and being cooperative with all types of people. And getting along with everyone and letting people do pretty much what they want as long as they don't hurt others. Versus someone who not only won't admit his faults and doesn't try to fix the problems that he causes, but also when that same someone actually either denigrates or allows others to denigrate people that are not white, Anglo-Saxon, Christian, etc. So you can see a difference between the two types of people.
Yeah, look, I myself, of course, am a loyal Republican, but I think the Trump administration has gone way, way, way too far. This is too complex of a problem to sum up in a Reader's Digest format. So, you like those new voices?
I love them. I love them.
Any thoughts you want to say on closing this interview sequel?
I just want to say you are one talented 44-year-old, Jeff Deitch, and I thank you for letting us share your 44th birthday with you today.
And let's conclude with a big on-air hug.
All right.